Alright, Space Nerds, in this video we're going to be taking a look at some Blockade Runner fits, and these fits are made specifically for tanking tornadoes. So you can tank at least one tornado hit, like from a Tech 2 tornado, Tech 2 fitted tornado, when they are camping, for example, a station on dock like at Jita or Amar, or one of those stations where you can sell the blue loot from wormhole sites. They usually camp those. Sometimes there's more than one, but most often there's just one solo player doing that. But a lot of Blockade runners are not kitted out or fitted out to tank a tornado because they have micro warp drive on them. So that pretty much makes them vulnerable for that type of attack. So you have to be even more careful if you have it fitted that way. But basically with this fit, I would recommend using it in high sec, low sec, and you can also use it in null sec and wormhole space because it does have the Interdiction Nullifier fitted here. So you can warp through bubbles if you need to do that. But you can't burn back to the gate very fast because it doesn't have a micro warp drive fitted in the mid slots there. So you kind of have to make those trade-offs. So I would mostly use this in high sec, to be honest. But it is capable of operating in other areas of space as well. So let's take a look at the fit here. Now obviously in the high slots we have a Covert Ops cloaking device so that we can warp while cloaked. And then we have the Interdiction Nullifier, so we can warp through warp disruption bubbles set up by interdictors. And then in the mid slots we have two large shield, one large shield extender and one medium shield extender, both Tech 2, so that gives us some amount of hit points. And then we also have a Kinetic shield amplifier because this is a Tech 2 Minmatar ship, the Prowler here. And it does have a bit of a kinetic hole, so we have to kind of plug that kinetic hole with a kinetic shield amplifier. Now the reason I'm not using a multi-spectrum shield hardener is because it's an active module, so you have to actually switch it on before it produces any results. So basically if you forget to do that, then you're gonna be losing a lot of your tank, and I prefer it so that I don't have to rely on my ability to turn it on at the right time and whatnot. So this is a fully passive tanked ship. Alright, so then in the low slots we have a damage control Tech 2, which also gives us more resistances and more tank. And then we have two of these expanded cargo hold modules, Tech 2, so that we get as much cargo hold capacity as possible, in addition to getting a decent tank as well. And then in the rig slots we have two medium cargo hold optimization rigs. That's also just to give us more cargo hold capacity, and we have over 10,000 cubic meters. If I were to switch out the damage control for another expanded cargo hold, then we would have about 13,000 cubic meters. So this is still pretty good. Alright, so let's take a look at the other Blockade runners. Now the first one we took a look at here is the Prowler, which is the one I mostly use, but I also have a Viator, and it's fitted pretty much the same, except instead of the Kinetic shield amplifier we have a Dread Guristas EM shield amplifier, because the Viator has a different hole in its resistances, which would be the EM, electromagnetic damage resistance. So that's what we have fitted in this one. Otherwise it's pretty much the same. Then we also have a crane. Now the crane has more mid slots, but as the Viator, it also has a EM resistance hole. So we have a EM shield amplifier here, but if I recall correctly, it also had an explosive hole. Let's see if we turn that one off. Yeah, it has an explosive hole as well. So we have an A-type explosive shield amplifier. Now these shouldn't cost too much because typically people don't use them, but yeah, that's what we have there instead. And we don't have a damage control at all, so we have these two expanded cargo holds, and this one actually gets a bit more space. It gets 11,575.8 cubic meters instead of the 10K for the Viator and Prowler. But otherwise it's pretty similar, so I don't know if maybe this one is actually, well, it depends a bit, like if the Tornado is using Republic Fleet EMP, maybe this one wouldn't fare as well, but I still think that it would be able to tank one hit from that. Maybe it would go down to structure or something, but it would still be able to tank it. I don't have a fit for the Prorator, the Amar version of the Blockade Runner, because it only has 2 mid slots, so you can't really shield tank it very well. So I didn't make a fit for that one. But that's pretty much it for this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video.